everyone, I am Teacher Ray from Home Educator Specialist. In this video, I'll be going through some notable past year's PSLE science questions with you. As we go through the questions, I'll also touch on some of the theories from the topic so that we could also do our revision at the same time. So let us begin. Let's take a look at some section B questions. And the first question is on reproduction in plants, particularly on germination. Diagram 1 shows the process R that takes place in the life cycle of a coconut plant. So we have the coconut fruit, which is in the soil. Half of it is in the soil. Anyways, based on the picture, after process R happens, structure K emerges as well as structure J. What is this process called? It is known as germination. I would also like to talk about more about the process of germination, the growth of a seed. Once the seed find a suitable location to grow under the right conditions, it will start the growth process. So firstly, what happens once it has all the right conditions as well as it's on a suitable location? Firstly, what happens is that the root grows out first. Why is it the root? Because it is to absorb water and mineral salts from the soil. So the root grows out first. Next, the shoot appears. After the shoot appears, then finally is the leaves. The leaves start to develop, and once it has its first few leaves, then the seedling or the young plant can start to make food for itself, start the process of photosynthesis. So this is the process of the growth of a seed into a young plant. Question B, it asks, state all the conditions needed for process R to take place. We know that process R is germination. So what is the condition? Okay, I did not mention the conditions yet, but now I'm going to. So basically what is needed is air, water, and warmth. So air is oxygen. So how do I tell, or what do I tell my students, like how to remember these three conditions? So basically, we have water, oxygen, and warmth. We take the first three letters, W, O, W, and we have wow. So what are the three conditions needed for germination to occur? Wow, water, oxygen, warmth. All right, so these are some tips that I give my students to help them to remember. All right, next. Now we are still in the same topic, which is the reproduction in plants. Now we're on seed dispersal. The diagram below shows some parts of a coconut fruit. The seed coat surrounds a fleshy solid pea. Okay, so let's take a look at this diagram. So there's empty space here. So this empty space is filled with our favorite, which is the coconut water. Some people like to drink, including me. Anyways, there's also fibrous husk, which is outside here. There's also a seed coat and the fleshy solid pea, which is what some of us like to eat, the coconut pulp. Okay, the question says that solid pea serves an important function in process R. Explain why this function is important before structure J, as shown in diagram 1, develops. Process R. Process R is germination, right? That they have asked us in the what process it is in the previous question. So why is this function important? Okay, firstly, we need to recognize what is this part first. What is the fleshy solid pea? What is it? It is the seed leaves. So what's the function of the seed leaf? It is to provide nutrition to the young plant, because the seedling is unable to make its food, is unable to photosynthesize until it can grow the first few leaves, then it can start to photosynthesize. But before that, it's not able to. So it gets the nutrition from the seed leaves. So the answer to this question is that it serves as a food source, or you can also write nutrition for the young plant to grow before it can make its own food using structure J. What is structure J? It's the first few leaves of the young plant. As it grows into a seedling, the seed leaves also decrease in mass and dry up. So basically, the young plant will use up the nutrition in the seed leaves for its growth, and then the mass decreases. It becomes smaller and smaller, becomes lesser and lesser, and eventually dries up and is not needed anymore. Once the young plant is able to photosynthesize fully, it can make food by itself. Explain how a characteristic of the coconut fruit as shown in diagram 2 helps in its dispersal. It's talking about the fibrous husk. What does the fibrous husk do? It traps air. So the air trapped in the fibrous husk of the coconut enables it to float on water and be carried away by the water. So away from the parent plant. So this is the adaptation of the coconut fruit, for it to be dispersed by water and to be dispersed, to make use of this method or way of dispersal in the best way possible. In order for it to be dispersed by water, it must be adapted in such a way that it can float on water, or else if it does not adapt itself in such a way, then the fruit will sink, the fruit and seed will sink, then it will not be able to grow into a young plant because it will sink all the way to the riverbed or the seabed. Another adaptation of fruit or seed that is dispersed by water is that it has waterproof covering so that it is protected and water will not enter inside the fruit easily and or enter the seed and destroy the fruit or seed.
We have come to the end of the video. Thank you for joining us today. Do subscribe to our channel and we'll see you in the next one. Bye!